Hi everybody, Jason here. Welcome back to Being a Being. Today we are going to talk about the emotion of jealousy. Um, we're going to talk about my personal thoughts on it and how we can handle it. And something I want to do that I haven't been doing lately is using a quote as a supplement to what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put it in the description as well. And I'm going to start doing that for future videos, so look for it in the video description if you do like the quote. It's by Matthew McConaughey. It says, "Sure, I can get a little bit jealous. The good part about jealousy is that it comes from passion. It's also the dangerous part, and it's an ugly emotion that hurts." And speaking of emotions, I think the fact that we're able to have them is just one of the most amazing and miraculous parts of being human. And then add to that the fact that we can be consciously aware of them at the same time. It's beyond incredible. At the same time, though, it's good and bad that we're aware, because we're so aware the bad emotions can kind of drain us, but we also have the capability to control and manage them. So, it's a balance like everything else in life. But in my opinion, probably one of the most overfelt and wasted emotions is jealousy. I've personally seen it destroy families. It consumes you, and it can spread like a poison in your veins if it's kept unchecked. It causes paranoia, it causes hallucinations. It's kind of like Bruce Banner when he gets hulked up when he's upset. That's kind of what jealousy does to people if kept unchecked. I know it isn't true, but that's personally where I believe the expression "green with envy" comes from. It's kind of fun to think about it stemming from Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk, because it's a very relatable comparison. So, where does jealousy actually come from? In my experience, it comes from the norms that you're used to facing, used to feeling and experiencing, facing some kind of interruption. You get comfortable and you're used to things being a certain way. Then out of nowhere, kind of like we've already talked about, life steps in and it knocks you down and it just throws a curveball your way. Let's say you're the highest paid person in your family and another family member gets a big promotion, and all of a sudden, you aren't the highest paid person anymore. Most people would be, and, rightfully should be happy and excited that, this family member has improved their life position and they're finally hitting some goals. But then they start buying things that you personally can't afford. They start going on vacations you're not able to take. Where you used to be excited for them, there's this emotion of jealousy. It creeps in. It's like this voice that says, "I've always made the most money. How come they can afford to do things that I can't?" It's a really petty and ridiculous part, but it's a big part of being a human. And it's really important to be aware when you start feeling this way, so you don't let it get out of control and ruin that relationship. Here's another example. Let's say you and your partner, you enjoy doing a lot of things together. But like most couples, you have your differences, and then, there's this new coworker at work, for example, okay? They happen to like some of the same stuff that your partner likes that you don't like. It comes up in casual conversation. You're used to saying, "How was your day?" And they say, "Oh, same thing, different day, just another day in the office." But then all of a sudden they say, "I had an amazing day. There's this new person at work. I found out they like the same things, like, let's say knitting is something they like. And, this person likes knitting. And we talked about knitting all day." And then I'm willing to bet, the majority of people in this situation are initially going to be jealous. It's just part of that initial reaction that we have. It's because, your partner now has something to share with somebody else that you don't have to share with them. And then, she'll go on to she or he will go on to tell you about the rest of your day, and you're not hearing anything else. All you're going to have now in your head is that new person in their life. You start to daydream about them laughing over sipping tea while they knit together. Their fingers happen to brush, and next thing you know, they're putting the knitting needles down, and then they're entwined in each other's embrace. This is where people start to lose their crap. And it's all up here. It's not anything even close to realistic that will happen, but you just let your mind wander, and it consumes you. And like I'm saying, 99.9% of the time, these feelings and hallucinations and paranoias, they're not warranted. There's always going to be one-off examples where this might happen, but I mean, unless you want to live your life in constant paranoia and craziness, you gotta keep it in check, man. You gotta play the odds. Your partner chose you for a reason and made vows with you because you make them happy and they make you happy, and you complete each other. You complete an otherwise empty part of each other's souls already. So you have to realize this and let that stupid, negative, fleeting emotion of bullcrap jealousy go. I mean, that's just how it should work. And don't get me wrong, it is okay to be and feel jealous initially. It means that you have something you love and you want to protect that. But you have to be able to think about your emotions. Remember when I said think with your heart and act with your brain? The jealousy is thinking with your heart. Following up on the paranoid delusions before you think about them and act on them is acting with your heart, and that's not what you want to do. You should want your partner to find common interests with other people and to have other friends so you don't become emotionally dependent to an extreme degree on one another. If there's anything in life I can say is watch your jealousy. Out of all the emotions, that's probably the one that will cause catastrophic failure in love, life, and relationships. And you do have control over it. You just have to be aware when you're feeling it. So feel, as I've always said, always, always, always feel. That's where thinking with your heart comes in. But act on your emotions after thought. Think, am I being realistic about this? Or is this just a crazy, irrational, fleeting thought, which most of the time it probably is. And I think that will help you just be a better being. Just be rational and, feel it, think about it, know that it's because you love something. Let it be that passionate part without becoming the ugly and hurtful part, okay? So that's all I have on this for now. Let me know your thoughts as always, and keep being awesome beings. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, please click like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your friends. Thanks for being awesome beings.